All right, here we go. My name's Jeff K, and you're listening to episode 474 of the world-famous West Virginia Surf Report podcast.
Shit is way out of line.
My black toenail's hanging by a thread. Yeah, that one I told you about, it got damaged. I suffered traumatic damage to my left big toe nail, the nail on my big toe. During that Washington, D.C. trip where we walked about 100 miles, I don't know. I'm not built for that. I'm a portly gentleman. I don't really walk that much. I mean, I walk. It's not like I'm not mobile. It's not like I have to use one of those jazzies at the Walmart. I walk, but I don't walk 27 miles a day like we were doing that day, or like on that trip. And then and my feet hurt, and I was crippled. I felt like I had the polio. That's right, the polio. And then when we got back, the toenail on my left foot, the large toenail, that big one, that thing turned black, and now it's like flipping up. You know what I mean? When I put my sock on, it like raises up. It's like it's hinged. It's not totally attached. The thing's gonna fall off. I don't know how I can handle that. I don't know how I can handle having only 9 toenails. I mean, that little one, that thing's like, there's not much to that one. That one out on the edge, that's barely a toenail, you know? But that big one, that's a substantial. That's a big piece of equipment right there. But anyway, that thing's flipping up. That thing's like it's on a hinge, and it's black. That shit's not good. I'm still feeling it. I'm still, you know, it's destroyed me. All that walking. I think I need to go to the gym or something. This is, you know. But anyway, I'll keep you updated on that thing. And I don't know if you could tell, but I'm sick. I got a cold. I've had a cold for about 3 days. And I'm snotting and snorting, sneezing. And it's just a mess. Tony was like, my God. You know, when I was sleeping, you know, I didn't get up to 11 today. I mean, I also don't get any sleep. And that has nothing to do with the cold. That's just life. So on Saturdays, and Sundays, I sleep a little bit later than I normally do. I have my phone, like on normal days, I have my phone set to 9 o'clock. My alarm on my phone on Monday through Friday. But then on the weekends, I have it set for 10, right? And on the weekdays, I never make it to 9 because Tony's up there, you know, on the phone talking. You know, she's up there typing and shit. I never make it to 9 o'clock, rarely. But on the weekends, I sometimes make it to 10. Today, 10 came and 10 went, and I woke up and it was 10:55. I was like, good God. So I don't get any sleep, but now I got a cold. And I don't know, she said she could hear me up there like gagging and coughing and sound like I was vomiting in the bed. She thought I was going to vomit the sheets, you know. She was going, God, what the hell? I said, I'm sick. What the heck? What do you want? I'm sick. Half the people at work are sick. They're snotting and boogering it up. They're like boogering it up, coughing and sneezing. Everybody's got a cold. Now I got it. Yeah, that shit is just, they got that shit weaponized in there. So anyway, that's good stuff. That's always, that makes things better, you know, when you got a cold. Ugh. But I don't miss work. I'm not home. I just don't feel good. I have to get under this blankie and watch Hazel or whatever. You know what I mean? I just go on. I just push through unlike a big percentage of the population. I mean, I complain about it. I mean, it's not that I don't. It's not that I don't comment on it. I don't feel good, but I've been to work every day anyway. Enough of that. Let's see. Oh, something happened. This is bad. This is not good. Earlier in the week, I think I was leaving work. I was leaving work, and I got a text from my bank, which, by the way, is in California. That's right, California. And they said, we just want to confirm that you made this purchase. It looks a little fraudy to us. So I said, okay. It says respond yes if you can do this right now, or no and we'll do it later. So I said yes. I was sitting in my car getting ready to back out of my parking spot at work. So I said yes. And they sent me this transaction for some kind of website never heard of, and it was for $39.99, right? I'm like, I don't know what the hell that is. That's nothing. I didn't do that. So I said, not my transaction. They said, okay, your card's on a hold. You can't use your card. I'm like, what the hell? Because my bank's in California. I don't know. What am I supposed to do? I have the card in like Google Wallet, but the card doesn't work. So what's that going to do? This thing says contact the bank. No, it says stop by a branch to order a new card. Like, that's not going to happen. That shit's in Hollywood, California. It's not going to happen. So I called them, and the woman was real nice, and she goes, I'll order you a new card today. It'll take up to 2 weeks to receive it, though. And I said, well, that's no good. I said, it's not ideal because I live in Pennsylvania, and I can't just drop by a branch somewhere, and get some cash. She goes, oh, it'll be all right. Tomorrow, 24 hours after I order it, you can add it to your whatever wallet you use, Google, Samsung, Apple, whatever. I said, okay. I said, I just go into the app, or what? How do I do this? She goes, yeah, just go into the app, manage cards, I think, or something like that. And then bring up the new card. It'll have a different last 4 digits. And then at the bottom, it'll say add to wallet, right? So, okay, sounds good. She goes, and then at that point, you can just use it. I said, all right, beautiful. Good deal. So I just had to wait another 24 hours. No big deal. I had some cash. Rarely do I have some, but I did. I had some cash, so it wasn't a big deal. So the next morning, the card was in there just like she told me, right? And I went in there and I hit, I brought up the card and I hit move to wallet. And it went through the whole process. You have to put your address in. There's like some stuff that they ask for. Gets to the end, it says, we cannot complete this transaction or whatever. I'm like, here we go. Oh, irritating. Why does everything have to be so... Why can't anything just be, yep, that's exactly the way it was designed to work. That's exactly the way it worked. Never. It never is, right? So this is bullshit, man. I can't be, I need this. I don't ever have cash. I pay for everything with my card. I can't to go like days on end with no access to my money. So I called them back, and it was too early because they're they're out on the West Coast. So I had to wait till around noon or so. I called them again, and I got some different woman, and she was like, "Oh no, you can't put it in your wallet until you have the physical card in your hand." I said, "That's not what they told me yesterday." So I talked to somebody yesterday, and they told me that I can do it within 24 hours. And she said, "Well, did they order you a digital card?" I said, "I don't know." She told me that it would be in the mail in 10 days to 2 weeks. And in the meantime, After 24 hours, I can add it to my Google Wallet. She goes, wow. She goes, hang on a second. I'll put you on hold. So she put me on hold forever. I mean, forever. A long time. She comes back and she's like, she's like, no, it doesn't. I don't show that she ordered you a digital wallet or a digital card. I said it's in the. I said I can see it in the app, and it has an option to add it to my wallet, but it won't go through. It won't go through completely to the end. I said, does this thing just need to be like activated or something? I said, I don't. She goes, no. She goes, I ordered you a new one, and I ordered you a digital one, and you have to wait 24 hours. I said, that's exactly what she told me yesterday. I said, I have no confidence. None. Zero confidence that in 24 hours anything will change. She goes, no, she didn't order it. It didn't look like she ordered you a digital card. I said, why is it that I have to have the same conversation over and over again? I said, why am I still talking about this? So you guys told me yesterday something completely different. Actually, it's exactly the same. Told me, said every day. And she goes, no. Tomorrow it'll work. We apologize for the inconvenience, but, tomorrow you can go in there and add it to your wallet. Then I said, all right, well, I'll call you guys back tomorrow when it doesn't work again. I said, it's not going to work. I think you and I both know that it's not going to work. I said, I feel like, I don't want to be rude, and I was trying not to be an asshole. I mean, I wasn't yelling at her, and I didn't insult her or anything like that. But I was irritated because they just want. I said, I feel like you're just trying to get me off the phone instead of just trying to fix my problem. And she goes, let me put you on hold again. Like, oh boy, maybe I overplayed my hand here. So she called me, she came back on, and she said, she goes, try it now. I said, huh? Well, okay, hang on a second. So, I had to put in all this information, what my address is, asked for a whole bunch of stuff, and she was like, did it work? I said, hang on. It put me on hold for 10 minutes, and then it takes me 30 seconds, and she's like, hello? Is anybody home? Can you hurry up? I said, calm your tits, sister. All right. So then it worked. I said, what? I said, what was the issue? What was the issue? She goes, we needed to activate it. I said, so tomorrow I would have gotten up, tried it again, it wouldn't have worked. And I would have had to call, just like I said, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry for the inconvenience, So, all right, well, it works. It's in there now. Is there anything else I can do for you? I said, no, you've done quite enough. No, I wasn't a complete asshole, but do you see? They want to get you off the phone. That's all they want to do. They just want to get you off the phone. Don't solve shit. Just tell you something to get you, just to move you out of the queue. They're just a bunch of queue movers. It's irritating. But it works, and I've been using it. I've been using the shit out of that. In the near future, it might already be, those cards, those debit cards, don't say bank card, because people don't know what the hell that means. I told you I went through a Taco Bell, and it says, there was some kind of outage in our town. Like all the fast food restaurants said, we can't take debit cards or whatever. Our systems are down. And I went to Taco Bell, and they didn't have that sign. And I said, can I use my bank card? He goes, what's a bank card? I said, my debit, your debit card. Yeah, you can. Why? I mean, why would you ask that? Yeah, you can use it. I said, because all the other restaurants around here, their systems are down. No, ours is working. Never heard it called a bank card before. Like, what the? Anyway, I do this shit all the time. Like, I don't know. Anyway, it got it fixed, but it was a hassle. Our bank, when we were out in California, we signed up for what is it called? What do you call those things? credit union. Signed up for this credit union, and it's really good. I mean, we like it generally. I mean, we have no problems. And when we moved here, we were like, oh man, we got to get rid of our credit union. We really love that credit union. And I was like, why do we have to get rid of it? You know, why don't we just roll with it? So we have. We've been here 25 years. We never got rid of it. I mean, Sheetz has those ATMs where you can there's no fees, money for nothing. That's what it says on the side of it. On the side of the ATM, money for nothing. So that's perfect. If I need cash, I can just go over there. It costs me nothing. My bank's in California. It doesn't matter where it is. It could be on Mars. It doesn't matter anymore. And we rarely run into problems. I mean, we used to have problems depositing checks, you know. Like if we'd receive a check for some reason, which is rare. But if we have a physical check, it's hard to get that deposited, you know. But now they have that mobile deposit. We just take a picture of it. It's nothing. I mean, it doesn't matter where your bank is. Ours is in Hollywood, California. Works. It's perfect. Whatever. So that happened, but everything seems to be working. I don't have the card yet, but I might just get to the point where I don't even use the card. I just use this Google Wallet or Google Pay or whatever the hell it is. See how it goes. You know what else you can do with that Google Pay or Google Wallet is you can move concert tickets in there. Because I've been at concerts where there's so many people. There's a crush of people. There's so many people trying to access the phone system, you know, like the Verizon or whatever, and it's not working. The whole thing's down. It's hard to get on, you know. So then you have to pull the tickets up on your phone, and if you can't get on the network, you're in trouble, you know. I've run into that. I've run into that at shows up at Montage, which is this venue here in Scranton, and at baseball games where there's so many people trying to access the network that you can't get on, and all your tickets are on your phone. But if you move it to you wallet, you don't have to go on the internet. It's just on your phone. It's fantastic. So I'll probably, by the time this new card comes in the mail, I'll probably won't even just stick it in my wallet and never use it. You know, I'll just use my phone to pay for everything. It's crazy, isn't it? These debit cards are going to be like old-fashioned. Like, here we go. Pops has to get his debit card out. You know, he still calls it a bank card. I don't know what the hell that means. It'll be the same as when you see somebody take a checkbook out and be like, "What the? Are you serious?" You know, it's coming. Another disturbing thing that happened this week. The kitty, not our kitty, arrived at our house one night. I don't remember what night it was. Doesn't matter. And he came up on the older boy was out there on the deck, and he emerged from the darkness, the kitty, and he was like all skittish. He was acting weird, and he didn't have his collar. He didn't have his collar on, and he didn't have that tracker that's attached to it. Like he had no collar. So, and he was acting weird. The older boy let him in the house, and he immediately ran in and jumped right up on my lap, which he never does. He doesn't do that. He doesn't jump on my lap. He jumps on Tony's lap, but he never jumps on my lap. You know, I just pet him when I pet him and stuff and play with him and stuff, but he never, for some reason, he doesn't like sitting on my lap. I don't know why. It's probably too much, you know, there's not enough room or something because of my gut. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But anyway, he doesn't like jumping up on my lap. But he came immediately in and jumped up on my lap. He was like scared of something. He was acting scared. So I don't know if he got into some kind of fight. I don't know if somebody was messing with him. His collar was gone. And he was acting freaked out. And we let him stay in the house. He stayed with us all night that night. It was late when he came in. So that's the first time he's ever spent the night with us. He slept on the younger boy's bed all night. Never caused us any problems. Never, never crapped in the floor or anything like that. And in the morning, when Tony gets up, she was like, "Oh, I forgot you're in here, buddy." She let him outside. He took care of his business and came back in, So he was at our house like all night. That's the first time that's ever happened. We didn't want to put him out when he was freaked out, So Tony texted the owner the next morning and said, "Hey, she didn't tell her that the cat stayed with us all night, but she did tell her that he showed up this morning with no collar and acting kind of weird." So she tracked it, and she said, "Well, the collar is showing it's like a mile from here. So she went and got it, and she said it was like laying alongside the road, and it looked like somebody had tried to crack it open and get that air tag out of there. So did somebody have him? Did somebody have the cat? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Somebody grab the cat to get that air tag out of there? What the hell? That's scary. He was freaked out, and he has street cred, baby. He's not some wuss. He's an outdoor cat. He's out there battling possums and shit. He's not some pushover. But something freaked him out. So I don't know. That sucks. But she got it. She's got him all. She's got him all fixed up now. He's got a new tag, a new tracker. I think it's a new one. Maybe she was able to use the old one. I don't know, but he's got a collar again, and the tracker's back. I didn't like that. That worries me. I like when people messing around with these cats. Bullshit. Let's see what else I have on here. Oh, this is funny. The other day, the older boy was playing video games, and where he plays is the family room, In my office, the bunker, the subterranean bunker, located deep underneath a nondescript home in suburban Pennsylvania, is right here, right around the corner. It's right off of the family room, right? Actually, it used to be a closet. It's a large walk-in closet turned into an office. Still has the pole, where you hang stuff. Anyway, that's the bunker, and I'm in here. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Watching something, probably the Blacklist or something. I don't know. Watching the Blacklist with headphones on, and there's like some kind of a nose hair that's annoying me. It's like growing outside my nose hole, curled over, and it's annoying me, and I keep messing with it. So I have these nose hair trimmers, battery powered, and in this little drawer here, and I grabbed those things. I wasn't even thinking about it, just on a whim. I'm gonna obliterate these nose hairs because they're irritating me. I fired that bitch up and started rotating it round and round in my nostril, my left nostril. And it sounded like cables breaking. Things going row row. There's stuff just like cables snapping. Cutting that shit down at those roots, taking that stuff out at the roots, and I wrote. He come running in here. The older boy come running in here. His eyes are all wide. He goes, "Are you okay?" I said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I'm obliterating these nose cables." He goes, "What the hell?" I said, "I got nose hair. I'm old." He goes, "It sounded like you're getting electrocuted or something. It sounded electrical." Like you were getting, I thought I was going to come around the corner and you'd be like, I get to see your skeleton. I was like, what the hell? I said, no, I'm chopping down nose hairs. He goes, good God. So anyway, I thought that was hilarious. So I'm a mess. I got a big toenail on a hinge, flips up like a Volkswagen hood. I got an electric nose hair trimmer, chop down my big old giant old man nose hairs. And every time I go get my hair cut, they go, you want to knock down those eyebrows? You look like a Russian dictator. I say, yeah. Got to do that. I got to knock those things. I got hair growing in weird places, my earlobes. Sometimes I use that nose hair trimmer to trim my earlobes. This is where I'm at in life. It's a disgusting mess. Just a disgusting grossness. Anyway, so he thought it sounded like there was some kind of an electrical catastrophe going on in here. I said, no, it's just my chopping those hairs. He's like, just walks away in disgust. Let's see what, I talked about this before. I'll hold it till next time. That's enough. I don't want to go into that again. I do have one call, and it's one that I was waiting on. I was excited to receive it. It's from our old pal Ian in Scotland with his long-awaited review of the Cracker Barrel. He was in America recently. Again, he's a world traveler, which makes me jealous. I wish I could travel more. But he was here during the summer and to see his sister, I believe, who lives in Virginia, if I don't remember correctly. And he did some things, and then came back because he has a girlfriend living in Florida. That's right, Florida, Florda, Florida. And anyway, and I kept telling him, I said, when you're in the States, man, you got to go to the Barrel. You got to go to Cracker Barrel and check it out. He was very skeptical, but he did go, and he promised to call in with a review. And now we have that review, and here it is.
Hey, Jeff, it's Ian in Scotland, back in Scotland here. Sorry for the delay in this message. Been busy. So, back to the States. Cracker Barrel, back to the barrel. Cracker Barrel was a great experience for me. I give it a solid B, possibly B+. It was really good. The food was really good. Well, we went into the barrel. You go through the shop area. It was good. Some interesting things there. They're gearing up for some festival or other, maybe Halloween. And I had Christmas stuff in there as well. Bizarre, but it was good. A few knickknacks, I got cinnamony drops, what they called, the devil things. Hot cinnamon drops. Don't get them here. There's a shortage of cinnamon-based products here in Scotland, but you have them aplenty over there, and I'm a big fan of the cinnamon. Anyway, into the restaurant area. Nice, got seated, and the waitresses and waiters there were older and wiser than what I'm accustomed to. They were really nice. So I went for the country sampler. I had the chicken and dumplings. I went for all three meats. So I got the meatloaf, I got the chicken, and I got the chicken and dumplings. And yeah, it was really good. The chicken that came on the plate was very succulent. Yum, yum. The meatloaf was good. I had the hash brown thing. That was very tasty. And I had greens. Also had the chicken and dumpling thing on the side, although dumplings were not dumplings as I'm accustomed to. They were just like slabs of pasta, it would seem, in a white sauce with some chicken. Yeah, it was okay. And sweet tea, the glorious sweet tea. What a find. That is a marvellous, marvellous beverage. And one that I immediately thought you could put alcohol in this. And indeed, there are some sweet tea-based drinks laced with tasty bourbon and the likes that I'm going to investigate. Yeah, so a solid B for the Cracker Barrel, and I would return to it. The service was really good. Felt homely. A homely feel from simpler times is the vibe that I got in Cracker Barrel. Okay, mate, there you go. my Cracker Barrel review. You are right. It is good. Bye.
Hell yeah. Glad you liked it. I was kind of convinced that you wouldn't. I was gonna, because people always say, oh, it's bland. It's just, Yes, I mean, I'm not saying. Okay, I have said in the past. I have said on this podcast that I could eat the rest of my meals for the rest of my life, for the remainder of my life at Cracker Barrel. That was more for effect. I mean, I could probably do it, but I'd get tired of it. Sometimes I overdo it. I go there too much, and I'm like, I don't want to go there anymore. Or I don't want to go there again. Not anymore. I've never reached the point where I don't ever want to go there again. But I do get myself burned out. I go there too often, but I love it. I mean, it's good stuff. Sometimes there's some days when it just hits the spot. It's like I want that old-fashioned home cooking. It's beautiful. The food's good. The sweet tea is perfect. So I was convinced that you were going to say it was bland. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. You got all 3 meats on the sampler. I've never gone that far. I always just get 2. I get 2. I always get meatloaf and chicken and dumplings. And you're right about the dumplings. It's not the dumplings that like my mom used to make. They're not the same. My mom's were better, but they're good. I mean, I don't know. I enjoy those. The ones at Cracker Barrel. I don't get the 3. I don't get all 3 of them. I don't get the chicken breast. Although it's good. I've had it. I mean, I've had it before. There's one where they give you 2 chicken breasts, and they put some kind of hang on a second. They put some kind of gravy on top of it. It's really good. But anyway, so you went all in, man. You went through the entire, all 3. Good deal. Excellent, and I'm glad you liked it. You said hash browns and greens. What do you mean greens? Like colored greens? Those are good. I like that too. Hell yeah. And the little shop out there with the cinnamon. You said cinnamon is not something that is widely available in Scotland, like cinnamon candy and stuff. That's something I'd never contemplated ever. That's interesting. Yeah, that shop. There's all kinds of doodads in there. A lot of that stuff I don't give 2 shits about. A lot of stuff in there is like, for old ladies. But they also have all kinds of like old-fashioned candy in there. They have old-fashioned sodas in there. And sometimes they have interesting stuff. They're, mixed in. But generally it's like, it feels like it's they're catering to the 68-year-old woman. Am I wrong about this? I don't know. But, it's fun. If you have to wait for a table, which you often do, it's fun to just walk around and check that place out. I like the old candy, though. That stuff's good. And so anyway, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I'm glad you went there, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. I would give it higher than a B. But B or B plus, you said. Yeah, that's good. That's a good solid grade. So good deal, Ian. I do appreciate the review, and I'm glad you had another good trip to the U.S. It'd be great if we could have a beer someday. That'd be cool. I'd like to do. Tony always wants to go to Scotland. Maybe we can do that. Maybe we could figure something out. That's one of her. That's, as they say, her bucket list. I don't like that phrase. She wants to go to Scotland, so I'd be more than willing to do that too. I have to get some better shoes so all my toenails don't turn black and flip up like Volkswagen hoods. But I'd be open to that. Absolutely, I'd love to. So anyway, thanks, Ian. I do appreciate you calling in. The rest of you, if you want to call in with anything you got on your mind, I urge you to do so. The number, 570-290-8151. Call me round the clock. It's just voicemail. That's all there is to it. Just call, leave a message, and it'll almost certainly be used in a future show. So check that out if you're interested. And if you want 2 episodes a week instead of a measly one, you can do that too. We get it all set up for you over at Patreon. That's Patreon, patreon.com/JeffK. Sign up for a $4 or more monthly donation, and you'll get access to bonus episodes. Every time I publish one on the main network like this one, a few days behind it is another one that only patrons can hear. It's a value-added service. It's my way of saying thank you for the donation, and it just costs $4 a month. Just put it on some credit card. You won't even notice it. You'll get access to double the number of podcasts. It's fantastic. It's great. It's good value. I can't think of any reason why you wouldn't want to do that. So patreon.com/JeffK. And surfreportpod.com is the web home of the podcast. Check that out as well. And until next time, which will be over on the Patreon side, hope you guys have yourselves a fine, fine day. I'll see ya. Bye. Whoa, I forgot. I forgot something very important. That card, my bank card, my debit card. It was somebody hijacked that thing, and they purchased something from some website that helps you learn how to seduce a woman. That's what it was. It was like some kind of website where they sell products like audio, video, books and stuff that teach you how to seduce a woman. How you can get a girlfriend, how you can be more attractive to the. I guess women could use it too, but I think it's directed toward directed toward dudes that don't know how to, talk to a girl. I think that's what it is. I'm pretty sure it is. So somehow somebody got a hold of my card number and bought some kind of crap like that, and it costs $39.99, and it's recurring. It's a recurring thing. It's probably like some kind of they probably have like some kind of support group in there, some kind of chat, where these guys are like, I talked to a girl at the store the other day, and I used technique number 7 over there by the Pringles, and we got past the first sentence before she blew me off, Progress, But anyway, that's what what the hell's that? You know what? The thing about that. Okay, so I went to Philadelphia for that Viagra Boys show the other day. I guarantee you that's where it got hijacked somewhere. That place is a shit house. God. I mean, I'd put money on it. Somewhere during that trip into the city of brotherly love, where you need a bulletproof vest. That's where it probably very likely. I probably bought gas somewhere, some dodgy. What was that? I don't know. You know what I mean? Or I paid for something, and there's like one of those skimmers in there. And then next thing you know, you got somebody buying some kind of pathetic, a recurring $39.99. So they're like, did you buy this? I said, no, I certainly did not. I did not. I mean, I could have used it probably when I was younger, but I'm not in the seduction business anymore. I mean, I never really was, but I'm certainly not in it now. And so that happened. What the? Next thing you know, my whole thing's locked down, and I'm in some kind of a hall of mirrors with the stupid bank. 24 hours. In 24 hours. I don't know. I'm just trying to picture this person. The person that bought this item. What'd they go on the black market? They go on the dark web and buy my information so they can buy some kind of a female seduction booklet? What in the world? What kind of world we living in? Everything's upside down. I have never... Anyway, I forgot that part of it. That's a valuable part of the story. All right, I'll let you guys go again. This is Jeff K. over and out. See you later.
The chicken that came on the plate was very succulent. Yum, yum.